Namaste. The role of a teacher in imparting value-based education. Education has been playing a very important role in human life. According to the Mundaka Upanishad, education is of two types. One is Paravidya, while the other is Aparavidya. Paravidya may be defined as extra mundane, while the opposite Aparavidya is mundane. The scriptures enjoin that both are equally worthy of acquisition, as the supreme function of them being relief from worldly entanglements. Paravidya is said to lead to realization of Atman, while the Aparavidya can enable one to acquire knowledge of the physical world. The entire edifice of education is based upon four pillars: teacher, parent, student, and institution constitute four pillars. The edifice of the edifice is expected to be strong enough provided all the pillars are strong. Though the teacher is one among the four pillars, he plays truly a very vital role as he is the source of knowledge. The holy books of our traditional literature unanimously stress the indispensability of a living guru or a saint for imparting knowledge. The Upanishadic saying goes like this: Tad vijnanardham sa gurumeva abhigachet samitpanihi srotriyam brahmanishtam. This is from Mundaka Upanishad. The same idea is found in the Gita also. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. The substance of this command may be understood as follows: acquire Brahma Jnana through prostration, inquiry, and service to an unusually qualified guru. In the days of yore, students used to study in Gurukulas co-living with the teachers. The word ante vasi, which is derived as ante vasati iti ante vasi, means who sits or lives near a guru, shows that the Gurukula system was prevalent in those days. The teacher used to impart morals also, not only by preaching but also through practice. Yaskacharya interpreted the word acharya as acharati iti acharya, one who practices good manners. Acharam grahayati iti acharya, one who teaches good mannerism. Achinoti ardhan iti acharya, one who goes on collecting material pertaining to knowledge. All these three qualities of a teacher are expected to be integral for an ideal teacher. But now the times have changed. The aims and goals of education have also changed. The dominant involvement of the government in the field of education unrealistic expectations of the parents, indifferent attitude of the teachers, and the easy-going nature of the students have thrown the entire system into out of gear. As a result, both the academic and moral standards have nosedived. It is not out of place to mention here that the introduction of English education led to an all-round deterioration of moral, ethical, cultural, and spiritual values. Here, let me recall the ideas of Lord Macaulay, who was instrumental in introducing this type of British education, that is, English education. Now, he presented his ideas before British Parliament in the following way. I have travelled across the length and breadth of India, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I don't think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of the nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage, and therefore I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, with English. Lord Macaulay, in his speech on February 2nd, 1835, in British Parliament, if the same system goes on for some more time, the society will definitely be ruined. As a teacher is expected to be the main pillar of the edifice of education, has already been mentioned, it is his bounden duty to set the things right. He should impart the knowledge which develops an integral personality of the students and makes them strong physically, morally, intellectually, and spiritually. For moral and intellectual development, we study in schools, colleges, and universities and read a large number of books. But we leave the development of the third entity, that is, the spirit, to the winds, ignoring the fact that the very ethics and morals are the backbone of spiritual development. The teacher alone can impart value based education and ethical conduct more effectively than others. There is a reason why the people of ancient times believed that education with no guru was not at all education, since it did not serve the real purpose of education. According to the Upanishads, knowledge, whether it is worldly or otherworldly, should be acquired through a proper guru. An episode of Satyakama Jabala in the Chandogya Upanishad supports this view. The episode goes like this. Satyakama, a student with great difficulty, got the chance of becoming a disciple of the sage Gautama. After initiating Satyakama, the sage gave him 400 lean and sickly cattle, saying, "Take good care of this cattle, my lad." The boy promised that he will not return until they proliferated into 1,000 cattle. After some years, the bull of the herd approached Satyakama and informed him that they had become a herd of 1,000 and taught one quarter of Brahmajnana to him, and also informed him that a swan would teach him the rest. On the following evening, a swan approached before him and taught another quarter of Brahmajnana and informed him a loon would teach further. Similarly, on the next evening, a loon appeared before him and taught it. Finally, the boy reached the hermitage of his guru, stood before him. As soon as Gautama saw him, he exclaimed, "My boy, your face shines like a knower of Brahman. By whom were you taught?" Satyakama replied that he was taught by beings other than men, and he now wanted to be taught by Gautama, as the knowledge imparted by Guru alone would lead the supreme goal. Moreover, it is evident that knowledge acquired without proper guidance of good teacher may sometimes lead to destruction of the learner. An episode in the Mahabharata supports this view. Let us dive into the episode. Yavakrita was the son of sage Bharadwaja. He used to be envious of another sage, Raibhya, and his sons. Though he was warned by his father, Bharadwaja, he did not heed his advice. He wanted to excel them in education with self-acquired knowledge. So he performed severe penance to please Indra. Indra appeared before him and wanted him to seek knowledge through a particular guru, as there is no other way of getting proper knowledge, and if at all it is acquired otherwise through mere self effort, it will not make him wise but lead him to go lead him to ego, which ultimately leads to destruction of himself and his fellow beings. But Yavakrita ignored Indra's advice and acquired knowledge through penance. One day he went to the hermitage of Raibhya and saw his daughter-in-law. Being attracted by her beauty, he asked her to fulfill his evil desire. Being afraid of the powers of Yavakrita, she reluctantly obliged him. Later, she explained everything to her father-in-law, the sage Raibhya. The sage created a demon and ordered him to turn Yavakrita into ashes. The demon did not did his bidding. However, at the request of the sons of Raibhya, the celestials brought him back to life. Yavakrita asked them, "O celestials, I also studied all the Shastras as Raibhya and his sons did. How could he kill me?" They replied, "O Yavakrita, no doubt you studied all the Shastras like them, but you did not study under any teacher who could teach moral values also. Education which is not acquired through the teacher is not at all purposeful but may be harmful in your case. This is why you met with this disaster. All these instances unequivocally stress the need of a teacher to inculcate moral values among students. So, all the teachers are expected to realize their responsibility and contribute their might in shaping the students for bright future. Namaste.